Welcome to this first video in Module 3, where we're going to be talking about measures of central tendency. So we're going to start with a review of the definition of descriptive statistics. We're going to talk about measures of central tendency and some factors for selecting the measures. So the main purpose of descriptive statistics, again, we want to summarize an entire distribution. We want to describe an entire distribution. And we want to be able to identify a single score within a distribution. Those are all things that we can do with descriptive statistics. So measures of central tendency are an example of a descriptive statistic. They're statistical measures. They involve a single score. And measures of central tendency define the center of any distribution of scores or distribution of numbers. And that score is representative of the entire distribution. So we take one score to sum up the entire distribution. So central tendency characterizes what is typical for a large data set. And it makes it easier to understand when we have a whole bunch of numbers in front of us. So there's no one standard procedure for determining central tendency. There's no one single measure that's always going to produce what we call the most representative value. There's a good reason for this. Let's take a look at these three different distributions. You know what? They all have a mean of 5. If you take the arithmetic average, it's 5 for all of these distributions. But as we look at the first distribution on the left-hand side, which is a bimodal distribution, there's not even one person who had a score of 5. But yet if you average these scores, you get an average of 5. So 5 is not the best representative score. It's not the most typical score in this distribution. We have a similar problem over here with a skewed distribution. And if you will recall, this is a negatively skewed distribution. 5 isn't really the most representative number here either. But if we look down to the normal distribution, 5 is the perfect sort of center of that distribution. It's the most representative score. It makes sense. So when we have a normal distribution, using the mean is going to be fantastic. But when we don't have a normal distribution, we have to look at some other measures of central tendency. So when we're looking for a representative single score, we have 3 different options. The mean that we've just talked a little bit about, but we also have something called the median, and we have the mode as well. And so in the next couple of videos, I'm going to go over each of these different types. I'll see you there.